we can, you know, burn out a little bit from stressful shifts, patience, wearing us thin. The list can go on and on and on, and we carry that burden each week, and then it turns into months, and then into years, and then we eventually have nurse burnout. So what I created was some ways that we could help not become so tired emotionally and physically, and put some self-care into our routine. So I do have one question. What do you think self-care is?
I'd say like meditating, exercising, yoga.
Good.
Making sure you're not like too overworked.
Yeah,
Like
very good.
balancing everything out.
yes.
properly.
So like a balancing your life, work life, job,
Yeah.
personal life.
But sometimes you don't always include like self-care, which makes us feel like burnout. I feel like
Yes.
it's not practiced enough.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, most of us have hectic lives. We go home, we have husbands, we have children, we need things that need to be done, you know, on top of working. So to have that little bit of care is hard at times. So that's great. So the definition of self-care is the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. There's also another definition I found, and it's the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. So, like we had said, looks like there's all women here. We sacrifice ourselves for others, but we should prioritize ourselves before anybody else. So what I want you to do is, on that little piece of paper that I set in front of you, the little notepads, write down your typical day. When you get up in the morning, your afternoon, and your evening, what's your typical day look like?
Is this on a work day or just like any other normal day? Or just,
How about your day off?
day off?
How's it going?
It's kind of hard.
Okay, so the goal is to look at your day and to see if there's any time in between your activities, the things that you're doing, to do a little bit of self-care. Can any of you find any spaces available? Maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes?
There's a lot of spaces, but I feel like that day, like in the moment, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Like now that I look at it, I feel like there's so much time for me to incorporate like taking care of myself better.
Okay, so what do you think takes our time?
Kids.
Kids?
Making sure you have like a good, clean house, making sure like everything's in check.
Yep, very good.
Husband,
Husband,
Dogs.
dogs. What else do we use all the time?
Phones.
Phones. So that is my downfall, is my phone. Any little time that I have, I seem to jump on social media, and before you know it, I'm on there 5, 10 minutes, sometimes 20, but I try not to. But that's good. So now you guys have an idea where you can put a couple, 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of self-care. Even if it's morning and then night, or just in the afternoon, just incorporate a little bit of it. But just hang tight, because we're going to refer back to them later in the seminar. So how do we know that we're lacking self-care? What happens to us?
You feel like drowsy, you're like not doing things you know you need to get done, you're too tired to do things,
Very
you
good.
push things away.
I feel like you're very overwhelmed and like you can't be like your best self in like your work setting for your patient, and you like realize that. Like you realize
Yes.
you're not your best self to take care of someone else.
Right, absolutely. So low in energy, feeling stressed, lack of motivation, and then we tend to be a little bit more emotional, crying, short-tempered. So those are a few things just to think about, and then pause and then just recognize it. So what are the benefits to self-care? We had discussed what can happen when we don't have self-care, but when we do incorporate that into our daily lives, we'll have stress reduction, renewed energy, happiness, more calm, peaceful, healthy, and then increased confidence. So that sounds good, doesn't it? We all want some of that. Okay, so I'm going to give you an image. Just put yourself into this image, this scenario, and then I'm going to go over something that we can do when we're in that scenario. Okay, so imagine you're in your third shift. You're at the end of your third 12-hour shift in a row. You're dealing with a difficult patient. You're dealing with difficult family members, and you're dealing with difficult scenarios, and a lot's going on. A lot is bombarding you. So in that moment, in the heat of the moment, what do? You want to take a breath. You want to breathe. You want to just sit back in that 1 to 5 minutes of time and just have some me time and breathe. So breathing will help reduce your anxiety, your stress, your heart rate, your blood pressure, and it will just give you a calm, peace feeling and just being self-aware. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little breathing activity. It's called the measured breath. And what we're going to do is first we're going to measure the pulse for about a good minute. and you can write it down on that little piece of paper I gave you. We're gonna do the breathing exercise, and then we're gonna measure our pulse again to see if it had came down. So I'll just kind of go over the directions of how I want you to breathe, and then we can start. So you're all sitting in your chairs, you're gonna just sit, but if you're in that scenario I just gave you, you're gonna be standing. So you just kind of want your shoulders to fall and relax. And then what you wanna do is you wanna breathe slowly through your nose and to count to 4. So you're gonna go, okay, and you're gonna hold it, and then you're going to let that breath just sit there for a minute, and then you're going to release the breath slowly and smoothly, and you're going to count to 7 in your head. So you're going to go 4 in, 7 out. All right, you want to give it a try?
Yes.
Okay, go. Again. One more time.
I need this every day.
Okay, and can you just feel the relaxation in that little bit of time that your mind, your body, and it just kind of calms it.
More self-aware.
You're more self-aware. Very good. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure your pulse. All right, so I'll find your pulse, your radial pulse. Okay, and then
Did you find it?
found it. Okay, everybody found theirs? Okay, and go. Okay, stop. What did you get? Whatever you got, go ahead and write it down. So a normal pulse, as you guys know, is between 60 and 100's on the high side, but between 60 and 100. So anything over 100, you guys are taking it. You guys know that you need to calm down. Okay, so now we have your pulse. We're going to do the breathing technique that I just taught you for a full 3 minutes. So I'll set the timer for 3 minutes. Do you have the timer, Brooke?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. For 3 minutes? Okay. All right, you start through your nose, breathe in, and out your mouth.
1 minute left.
Okay. Good job. 3 minutes seems like a very long time. But now check your radial pulse again. And count for a full minute.
Come on, Erin, let's do it. I'm doing it.
Okay. And just write down your number underneath the number that you wrote before you started. So, do you notice any differences? Did yours go down or up?
It decreased.
It decreased. Did it change for you?
It decreased for me.
It decreased? What about you?
Yes. Decreased by 11.
11? Very good. So that was 3 minutes of breathing. We can all do that. So after you're done your crazy shift and that scenario, then I want you to go home and do self-care. I'm going to teach you how to get a self-care plan in place. Something that you can do every day, and those goals are going to be attainable. Nothing too big, but something to start. Just taking baby steps, little bit at a time, will make a big difference in the end. Just go easy on yourself. Remember, starting something new is going to take time. And then just have this placed like on the refrigerator, in your room, in the bathroom, wherever it is that you need to be reminded of your self-care every day.
Or even set reminders on our phones too.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Because we are so tech savvy, those reminders would be wonderful and great. So on my iPhone watch, I have a reminder that tells me to breathe. Does anybody else have that? Okay.
I feel
So
like we just don't use it.
I turn it off,
Yeah.
but I'm going to try to be more mindful and try to use that because it is a great feature. Okay, so when we think of a self-care plan, I have a holistic vision that I want to give you. It's for your physical self-care, your mental and emotional self-care, your social self-care, and your spiritual or energy self-care. So all 4 of those things put together will give you your holistic health plan. So the first thing on your health plan is physical, your physical self-care. Can anybody give me an example of physical self-care?
Going to the gym.
Good.
Doing the walks.
Good.
Going up and down stairs in the hospital.
Good. Up and down the hallways all day long. That's physical care, but you also want to get your heart rate up too. So what would be great you're very physical at work, but setting time at home too would be great to just go on a bike and get that heart rate up for some physical self-care. Does anybody exercise now?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. The diet is also important, and diet and exercise are also important for your physical well-being. But today we're going to focus more on physical. So what you can do is I gave you a piece of paper, your plan, your self-care plan in front of you. And what I wanted you to do is start at the top where it says physical and just write down some things that obtainable goals that you could start with physical care. For example, go for a walk, swim, drink 1 extra glass of water a day, make your lunch instead of eating fast food, which I know us nurses are always on the go and we're always wanting fast food, but packing healthy lunches would be a great start. And then see what you come up with. Okay. So we're going to jump down to the next one. It's mental and emotional self-care. So we're taking care of our body. Now we're going to take care of our mind. That's just as important as your body. Mental and emotional needs include the way that you feel about yourself, and your ability to manage your feelings and deal with the difficulties that we deal with every day. Can anybody give me any examples of how to take care of your mental and emotional self? Does anybody have any ways that we could take care of that?
I definitely feel like meditation.
Meditation is good. Meditation can also fall under spiritual and energy as well. Anything else?
I feel like reminding yourself that like everything's going to be okay. 'Cause,
Very
like,
good.
You get so like caught up in the moment, and then you're like, oh, like I did this wrong.
Yes.
And so I feel like we always look at the negatives instead of like looking at like, okay, I might have messed up there, but here's 3 other things I did that were on the good side.
Absolutely. Great example. Yeah.
Just like giving yourself breaks and making sure like you're okay where you are and where you stand.
Very good. Yes.
And more
Very good.
self-credit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
I feel like we're so close to just be like, you did that whole thing by yourselves,
Especially
right?
if you're stressed dealing with a patient and you're like thinking it's your fault, just to take that little break and be like, you're fine, you're okay.
Right. Like you know what you're doing.
Right.
You
And
know what you're doing.
acknowledging that like you're trying your hardest.
Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Love it. You guys are awesome. So some things that I just wrote down that may help you as well with those things that you guys had mentioned. Learn to say no when you need to say no. Sometimes we fill our day with everything, yes, 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 and we leave no time for ourselves. Separating the work and home life, keeping things at work, keeping things at home. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but we can try our hardest. Another little thing that I found was journaling your feelings. That's kind of good to kind of like put all this down on paper and you kind of get rid of it and it's on paper and you're not carrying it so much on your shoulders. You know, joining a club, art class, writing class, anything like that would be helpful as well. They're great examples. So the next thing that I want you to do is write down under your mental and emotional self-care on your paper, what can you do? What would you do to help with that? Okay, great. So you guys got some ideas down? The next thing I'm going to jump to is social care. Social self-care, sorry. Social self-care is also important. Holistically, we need people. We need each other. The social needs include the needing to belong, to love, to have affection. It's vital for maintaining our mental health, but also our physical health as well. Human beings are social. Our brain is wired to socialize and interact with each other. But when you maintain relationships, friendships, it helps you mentally and physically as well. Being around friends and family that you enjoy has also, caused stress reduction as well. So is there anything that you guys could think of for social self-care? What could you do for to be more social?
Going out with friends,
Yes.
making time.
Making the time, absolutely, making the time. Yeah, that's a big
I feel
one.
like instead of, since we're on our phones so much, instead of like texting about the day,
Yeah,
it could be like, well, why don't we talk about it like over lunch, or let's go get coffee or something
We
like
did
that.
that last week.
yeah, that's a great one. Yeah,
Just like making sure you're around people and then you know what you're about to do when you have people and you have set plans.
yeah,
Just like knowing ahead of time for everything.
planning.
I feel like knowing that you have people,
Mhm.
like knowing that if you
Yeah.
have a bad day, like there's at least like a few people you can just go.
And not just work friends.
Yes,
Friends outside of like work too.
right, that's important
Yeah.
because our work friends become our family. And before you know,
And you,
Yeah.
like, you can relate to your work friends because you all are going through the same thing, but you also need like different perspectives, different advice, different ears, like, just to hear you out, you know what I mean?
yes, very good. Very good example. examples. They're all great examples. If you want to jot down what you would do, what can help you with your social self-care on your paper. While you're doing that, I'll just mention some ideas that I thought of. Meet up with friends once a week. Join a women's or men's group. Have a date night with your partner. Or have family outings. So there's just a couple that I thought of. Okay, great. So the next and last thing that I have on your self-care plan is the spiritual and energy self-care. So it's your physical, your mind, your social, and then your spiritual or energy. Spiritual self-care helps us find and develop a sense of connection to a higher power. Whatever that may be for you. There's things that can help with that, such as meditation. Another thing is journaling, spending time in nature helps with that. Healing energy. If you like to pray, praying helps. And also, I think the mind and spiritual kind of go together, you know, and help heal. So spiritually is going to help, or energy is going to help heal the mind as well. Is there anything else that you can think of that you may participate or do with your spiritual care?
I feel like you covered a majority of like what I personally do.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys.
I feel like going outside, but like leaving your phone. So you're not like, you don't have that distraction or like wanna check.
Yes. Yes.
Like yoga, that's like a really big one for me.
Yeah. That will,
Cause if then when you're doing yoga, like you're not worried about everything else, like everything
It's about
that like,
you.
right, and you're focused on like
The
yourself.
movements and all that.
yeah.
Yeah, what she said.
You're becoming one with you
Yes.
and your total focus, like you both all have said, is you. Makes you more aware. Makes you, your senses, your smells, your hearing, everything are so, you know, they come alive more.
I feel like it's almost a reality check. Like you like are
Take
back.
that minute to yourself, like you step away from everything.
Because you're so caught up in like, I do this, and then once you like practice these things, like it's a reality check, like you're in the moment right now, like you'll get it done, like you're fine, like, I don't know.
Just
You
like
just
a
need
calm
that-
down moment.
Yes, you just need that check.
Yeah. Very good. Very, very good. Now you guys can jot down a few of your spiritual self-care or energy self-care, things that you could do at home that could help you. Okay. So what I want you to do is take this home with you. Put it somewhere where you're going to, see it daily. Like I'm in the fridge all day when I'm home. So the fridge would be a great reminder for me. The bathroom mirror, your bedroom, anywhere that is a great reminder. But this will really help you with not getting burned out from our nursing career. This will really help you stay focused on yourself, because the more that you take care of yourself, the better you will be for others. You can give more of yourself. And then you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it and you really believe in yourself. Does anybody have any questions or have anything to add to it?
I think you covered it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.